Hey there, and welcome to a Petty Math YouTube video tutorial where I'm going to be teaching you, yes you, Algebra 1. And in this video, we're going to continue on with geometric sequences. If you've seen the videos for exercises 1 and 2, then you're in good shape for exercise number 3, because now we're going to be introduced to the geometric sequence formula. And the formula below is used to find the nth term of a geometric sequence, where a sub n represents the nth term, a sub 1 represents the first term of the sequence, r represents the common ratio, and n is the term position. So we've seen all of these notations before, except for the r, because in an arithmetic sequence, which we looked at in lesson 1, we looked at the letter d, which represented the common difference. But now that we're dealing with a common ratio, we're going to use a lowercase letter r. So our geometric sequence formula is a sub n is equal to a sub 1 times r to the n minus 1 power. So using that formula, we want to find the specified term in exercise 3, parts A and B. So we're given a sub 1, and we're given the common ratio of 2, and we want to find the 8th term in that sequence. So we're just going to substitute the values that we do know. So first off, we're going to have a sub n is equal to 3 times 2, because that's our r value, and our r value is there, to the n minus 1. Now we want to find a sub 8. So everywhere we see an n, we're going to substitute in an 8. So we're going to have a sub 8 is equal to 3 times 2 to the 8 minus 1, which is the same thing as 3 times 2 to the 7th. Our order of operations says to do 2 to the 7th first, so that's 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32, times 2 is 64, times 2 is 128. So that is 2 to the 7th power is 128. And then we're going to multiply 128 times 3, and we're going to get 384. Now we're ready for part B, where it says a sub 1 is 16, and your common ratio this time is 1/2. So each next term of your sequence is going to be half as big as the one before it. Find a sub 8. So again, let's just start off by substituting into our formula what we know from the top line. And we know that our first term is 16 times our r value of 1/2 to the n minus 1. And I like to put fractions in parentheses just because with the exponent, you can never tell if it's just in the numerator or the entire fraction. So let's put that fraction in parentheses. And now we want to find, again, the 8th term of this sequence. So we're going to substitute 8 in for n and get 16 times 1/2 to the 8 minus 1. And we're going to now go to 16 times 1/2 to the 7th. So if we're looking at 1/2 to the 7th power, well, if 2 to the 7th power was 128, 1/2 to the 7th power is going to be 1 over 128. So let's do an extra line here. We're going to do 16 times 1 over 128. If you were to put that in your calculator, though, you probably got an answer that looked like 0.0078125. And that's okay too, because you're going to take that decimal and you're going to multiply it by 16. And regardless of which way you do it, I'm going to do it with a fraction, you're going to get the same answer, which is 0.125, or as a fraction, that is 1 over 8. So your 8th term of that sequence would be 1/8. If this video was helpful, in order to find the 8th term of each of these geometric sequences, give this video a thumbs up below. If you're ready to go on to exercise number 4, click the link in the video and enjoy.